Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. Today I'm looking at Family Guy Season 4, Episodes 16 to 18. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Today I'm looking at Family Guy Season 4, Episode 16, The Courtship of Stewie's Father. And I have to say, this was a pretty good episode. So, Lois finds out that Peter hasn't been spending time with Stewie. So, she gets him to spend time with Stewie. And the only thing they have in common, to sadly, Lois's not delight, is that Peter and Stewie bond over every time Lois gets hurt or is in some form of misery. And while it is sweet that Peter is willing to do that for Stewie, it is really crazy. Like, they keep hitting her with cans of food, they spray her while she's on the can, they push her into the family car with her in it, and they push it into the lake. Typical father-son bonding. And you know what? It's kind of sweet seeing Peter and Stewie getting some one-on time, because we barely get any of that. But sadly, it's at Lois's expense, and Stewie really hates Peter for this. Sorry about that. When, Peter doesn't stand up to her. But Peter does exactly what he wants to do if he wants his children over. Give them what they want. So he takes Stewie to Disney World. And honestly, that's a really sweet way to apologize. It's honestly kind of sweet. But typical in Disneyland fashion, Stewie walks off, finds himself in this weird ride, gets kidnapped, and forced to say it's a tiny, tiny world. Peter not, and it's nice of Peter to not only help Stewie escape, but releases all of the kids that were captured. Nice of him. And we get a pretty good Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom parody, where Peter and Stewie escape by dressing up as Indy and Short Round. And yeah, it's a pretty fun escape scene. As one of the bad guys chased them on the cart scene from that movie, and it's really fun. And it ends on a pretty sweet note, and it is really nice. The Chris subplot, though, is very uncomfortable, to say the least. If you know what I'm talking about, then yeah, it's hard to say what it is without getting this video demonetized. Yikes. So yeah, apart from that, I found the episode to be pretty fun. Peter and Stewie bonding is really sweet, and the third escape scene is pretty entertaining. So yeah, good episode all around. Today I'm looking at Family Guy Season 4, Episode 17, The Fat Guy Strangler. And I found this one to be okay. So I'll look at the actual story. So Lois finds out that she has a brother that she doesn't know about. She only thought it was just her parents and her sister Carol. So of course, her father denies it as her, Brian, and Stewie break into the Punishment House in a rather funny scene where Brian and Stewie ride on Carter and Barbara while they're still asleep, because apparently, according to Lois, they're so hired up on drugs and alcohol that an earthquake wouldn't be able to wake them. Yeah. So she finds out that she has a brother named Patrick, and he's in a mental asylum. And I have to say, Patrick is a really interesting character. He seems like a generally sweet guy. He's very nice to Lois, and his backstory is honestly pretty traumatic for a child. So, apparently, he walked in on Barbara cheating on Carter with Jackie Gleason, and that infamous line is what set Patrick off. Pow! Right in the kisser. And he was put in the mental asylum. And to Lois's credit, she treats Patrick like the actual member of the family. even though she's pretty much blind to the fact that Patrick is, well, as this episode says, the fat guy strangler. Yeah, he goes around killing obese people and strangle them to the point of no breath. Yeah, he's kind of cuckoo, but he seems like a generally sweet guy. And fun fact here, he's voiced by Tony Stark himself, Robbie Downey Jr. Honestly, when I heard his voice, I barely recognized it, but it was kind of sweet they got a celebrity to voice the character. And given that it's the actor who started the MCU, the series that's been around for nearly 20 years, yeah, it's generally nice. So props to Robert Downey Jr. He made a great appearance on Family Guy. So it starts up again when Peter starts quoting Jackie Gleason. Peter's the next target. No surprise, huh? Peter's story about starting up a fat community, well, nice for people like him, is passable. And when they find out that Patrick is the one going around killing people like Peter, they start a mob to chase him down. Yeah, it's typical mess stuff. But it does have a funny scene where Peter, Brian, and the guys are eating steak, and Joe's like, "Oh, I'm so full. What? Full of estrogen? Come on. I can't. Come on, eat the steak." "I said I'm not hungry! Where is it now? Huh? Where is it now?" Easy, sailor. Easy. I don't know why I remember that bit, but that is a funny Joe Swanson moment. Honestly, it's one of the most funniest moments from the character. I mean, it's Patrick Warburton just going for it. It's just freaking hilarious. But apart from that, I found the episode to be meh. I like the Patrick stuff. That one scene of Joe just cracks me up. And the Peter stuff is just meh. Today I'm looking at Family Guy Season 4, Episode 18, The Father, the Son, and the Holy Fonz. And I was legit surprised how good this episode was. I would say surprisingly underrated. So yeah, Francis is back, Peter's father. While he was annoying to put up with, the blood-sucking Christian, to be fair, not all Christians are bloodsuckers, I found him to be well, he's annoying. He's actually not that bad here. So he wants to get Stewie baptized, because, baby. But it turns out the holy water is tainted. Francis doesn't care, dips Stewie in it anyway, and Stewie gets sick from the tainted holy water, because it turns out holy water is tainted. Never knew that. And yeah, pretty much Stewie pretty much has to stay in a non-infectious box and ball for the rest of the episode. And yeah, it's pretty much like the boy in the bottle. Hell, the episode even pretty much points that out. I actually like Peter trying to find his own religion, and he tries various ones until he decides to do a religion about the Fonz. If you don't know who the Fonz is, it's a character from a show called Happy Days, where he's... I keep forgetting the actor's name, but he played the principal in Scream. Yes, if you know who that is, then you know what Happy Days is. And oddly enough, I think that's where Pat Morita is from. Yeah, if you know who that is, then you know Karate Kid. And it's kind of legit funny that Peter would use the Fonz as a religion, and surprisingly, he gets a lot of people into it. All rise. Now sit on it. Honestly, it's kind of legit funny that it legit works. So yeah, Peter trying to find his own religion and his place in the world is legit sweet. Even though Brian and Francis kind of screw it up for him. I don't know, it's not too douchey. It's just there, it's not that bad. Although Brian tormenting Stewie while he's in the ball does get a few decent laughs. What does that smell like? What is that smell? Paint? Oh, when I figure out how this thing works, I'm gonna kill you, Brian. So yeah, I found this episode to be pretty underrated. I like Peter's side plot trying to find his own religion, and I thought Francis was honestly at his best here. Still the typical Christian that he is, but at least he's not physically harm anybody. Even though he got Stewie sick from the tainted holy water, which he still doesn't believe that it's tainted. I just found it to be surprisingly underrated. It's a good episode. And that's the end of the video, folks. Hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up, like and comment, and subscribe, but I hope to get more videos like this. Speaking of which, tomorrow, I'll be looking at Family Guy Season 4, Episodes 19 to 21. Keep an eye out for that video. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer, signing off.